Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Your Delusional podcast, hosted by myself, LaTerra Wair. Hi, guys. Hi. Welcome back to another week. Welcome back to another episode. We always start off with what's been up. I have not really been up to anything. I am in the midst of getting prepared for my concert I'm going to. I've been filming vlogs. I just introduced a new style of vlog, meaning more so just a new style of editing for me. I'm trying more so to be an interactive editor and learn different editing styles to make the content a little bit more engaging. Like, I think it's not engaging, but I feel like maybe it just needs a little something more. And it also is allowing me to try new stuff. I've been doing school, like I've been telling y'all, and I got my nails done yesterday. This is what they look like. Called junky nails, and it's just like a bunch of different textures, I guess, put together. And I really kind of like it. So I think this is going to be my new go-to type of thing. That's really been what's up with me lately. Nothing too much. Today is the first day of April. Happy April Fools. I hope that if you guys are pulling any jokes, they are safe and not too mean, right? That's very important, but that's been what's up there. And going into this month, like I said, I have a concert on Friday. I'm going to go see Mariah the Scientist. It is her Heart Sold Separately tour, so I'm going to go see that. I'm super excited. I was asked the other day, how focused am I truly on love and partnership if I am so focused in like my path and in my career, right? I think that they were asking me this because I'm someone who is like a lover girl down, right? Like, I love a little love story. I love to be in love. I love the idea of like romanticizing everything and feeling like I live in this fantasy fairy tale. I'm also a very like, I'm not waiting for someone to come save me. I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about kind of this part of time coming up, and it made me think about when I was dating my very first like serious boyfriend. It ended pretty terribly, to a point where a lot of the reflection I had on myself walking out of that is like the actions that I took or the choices that I made. They were so like male-centered choices. The way the story goes, it's a little cloudy, it's a little funky to say it that way, but I can say like all the signs were there leading to like the life you want. This is it's not gonna produce that right now, right? It's not gonna produce that, and you should probably get out. But in that moment, I made choices that were completely the opposite of that, and I feel like I really showed my ass in a way. And it's just kind of like what's going on, right? And I just compare that to the person I am now. And a lot of things for the person I am now, like as a woman, mostly like pursues men, I could care less now, right? Like, I think that I am so prideful in that fact that like, I could never let someone play in my face. Like, I could never let someone play in my face because I'm so prideful in that aspect. And it's literally just because I feel as if I was so male-centered at one point, and it was because I had no motion. I had no confidence in myself. I had no confidence in like my looks, my aesthetic, my smarts, my nothing. Like, I didn't know who I was as a person. And so because of that, I feel like I always like sought out this male validation, and it made me a very male-centered person. And with that, it came such ugly tendencies, such like neglect of one's self-respect, like neglect of self-esteem, neglect of caring. Like, it was just actually so terribly bad. And what possessed me? Looking back on the situation, it definitely feels like what possessed you, and it was that male-centeredness. That is what was possessing me. Coming into life now, like, I still definitely like want to be loved on. I'm a girl, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be loved on. I want to be dated. I want someone to make me feel like the world can't spin without me type shit. I will never sacrifice like the things I want though in life for that. Sometimes I think that's a very hard balance to play. And when I was talking to this person about it, that's what I was telling them. I'm like, it's kind of a hard thing to do, because in that you also have to like know that there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of hardship in being able to say what you want, because in saying what you want, like, you're making a very hard line sometimes in telling people, if it's not this, it's nothing. If it's nothing, that means it's nothing. For me, that means it's nothing. Like, if it's not this, it's not. It's just nothing. I think that sometimes that is a hard choice, because sometimes there are people and you want to play this game, you want to do this dance, you want to think that like, oh, maybe not them, maybe they're not this way, maybe they're not that way. And it's just like, no, sometimes you have to choose yourself. Sometimes the overwhelming feeling of wanting to be chose has you out here not choosing yourself. And that could never be you again. That should never be you again. At the center of that, I had to stop centering men. I had to stop wanting someone else to choose me. I had to know that like, hey, you're good enough to be chose. So the right person who will come along will come along. Knowing that, knowing who I am, having this confidence in myself, it really allows me to sit here and like center me at the center of my life. Center me, center my morals, center what I want, center the future I have for my life. And with that, it allows, there's a space, right? Like if I am by myself in my totality, there's always a space that I am looking for partnership, for companionship, for that kind of thing. But that coming in will never cut off what I have already centered in the play. And it should only add to your life. And I believe that too on the other side of the spectrum. I never want to come into someone's life and everything that they had for themselves is now gone because it's like not what I want. Like, I think that you should always make sure that your plan for your life is your plan for your life and put yourself at the center of your life. That doesn't mean you won't grow with someone. That doesn't mean that you won't love anyone. It just means that you have to find someone that fits you and understands that you are an individual as well as a part of a whole. Welcome to my story time. Life can sometimes be put in an aspect like a water bottle. If there's good, fresh, clean, flowing, amazing water in this water bottle, but you can only get to halfway. At the end of life, you want to be full. And the other person is the other half you need. But you need both halves. Everyone needs to be full so you guys can be whole. If you center your whole life around someone else, you were never full. Your half was never complete. So y'all will always not be full, you know? And I think that's important. And that's why it's important to find yourself. That's why it's important to have self-expression. And like, that's why I get on here so heavy and tell y'all about this. It's like, it's so important, right? And for the person who said this to me, I think that I am both love-focused and self-focused. And because of that, I just cannot be male-centered. And this is someone who like, I could not be by myself. I would have to have someone entertaining me. I would have to have someone talking to me. I need a little more, you know what I mean? And I don't know why I'm craving this. And it's because I was looking for something in myself. Like, for sure, I think that I had to learn that very early on into dating. Sometimes it's just like someone will not show up for you in the exact way that you want them to. But I think I've learned that's what like friendship is for. That's what family is for. Like, to fill these voids and these needs of just like, sometimes I want to hang out with someone. Sometimes I am looking for a vent session, and the person who you like, this guy or this woman or this whoever you're like looking to date can't do that. And then you feel like the world's crashing around you. You feel like the world is ending. It's not. I promise you. I'm telling 19-year-old me, 20-year-old me, it's not. Let me pop my shit real quick. It is so insane what being male-centered will do to a woman's brain, will do to a man's brain, will do to anyone's brain. Not even being male-centered. Let me take this back. Being another person-centered will be the collapse of your life if you let it. I'm saying this because this all happened around this time of year is what made me think about it. And it was really traumatic. It's something I will remember for the rest of my life because of how I was made to feel in this moment. Let me tell you how... What do they be saying? No weapon formed against me will ever prosper. So, y'all, I'm such in my old church person bag. I love church sayings. I remember vividly leaving, chasing after someone, literally, in this moment, driving away from me. And in my head, I could not imagine a world where this would happen to me. I thought my life was over. I thought the world was ending. I thought I would never be in love again. I thought I would never find love. I thought I would never be deserving of anything in this moment. And I cried. I cried for a week in my bed because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to go on. So ever since then, right, I've bought a house. I'm almost out of the second degree. I have opened a small business. I've doubled my income. I have employed people for the first time in a small media business. I've paid off a car. I have done so many things that at one point in time, I thought I would never do because I was so focused on not being able to do any of this without the next steps of a partner, of a man. And I'm not saying none of this to go against love. I think love is a beautiful thing, but sometimes people don't find love at the same rates. Sometimes things happen later, and one bad thing should never deter you from the entirety of the plan of your life. That is the whole point of what I'm saying, and that is what being so male-centered did to me. So when that person asked me the question, it was one of those things where I do love love. I love love so much that it hurts. I will sit here, I will cry over someone. I will break my own heart through and through and through and through to feel love, to understand love, to get it, right? But also, I love myself. I have a family. I have a community. I have love in so many other forms as well that it is just so crazy to be so compulsively obsessed over somebody else not loving you the way that you love them, that showing up for you the way you show up for them, doing things to make the stuff work the way you do for them, right? That will always be crazy to me. It'll never sit right in my head. And so because of that, it's just one of those things. Yeah, I'm going to choose me. I'm going to always choose me first. That doesn't mean you won't choose someone else as well. But at the end of the day, you have to know hey, if this starts to hurt me for real, it's okay. Sometimes it's okay to call it. Sometimes it's okay to draw a line and to be this was fun up to this point, but the rest of my life, I thought I'd come on here today on today's episode, share this with you guys. It's been in the think tank. So I thought I'd do that. But that is that. Moving forward into our Your Delusional statement. I've been talking to a couple of people, some situations have been coming up, and the topic that comes up most is, after you've fallen out with someone, can you be friends with them again? I have a lot of trust issues when it comes to relationships of any sort. I truly do believe that forgiveness is one of those things where if I forgive you, I will not bring something up over and over and over again, because if I forgave you, then I should forgive you, right? And I need to let that go. And if I can't, that needs to be talked about as well. With a friend, with a family member, with whoever, I believe if you forgive someone and that is a choice that you make, then you can rekindle a friendship, you can rekindle a love, but it can't, for me, if I forgive you, you can never do it again. Never do it again, because I will already be battling in my head, probably with the fact of thinking oh, are they doing that weird stuff again? But then I have to tell myself, hey, you forgave them for that. Y'all remedied it, it's remedied. But if you do it again, what are we playing for? You know, like, I feel like that is just one of those things where, no, I don't think you can forgive a person sometimes. And the second thing to add to that is the severity. Like, if it's something that's not that serious to you, like, one time I had a friend who I had the fattest crush on this guy. And then I found out that the guy was messaging my friend and she was messaging back. And I was like, I be talking to you about this man all the time. What's going on? Like, that's crazy, right? And then I thought about it, and it wasn't serious. I was not seriously talking to him. She was not seriously talking to him. And he was not seriously talking to either of us. And so in that situation, I'm going to forgive my friend. I really don't care. Like, I don't care. It's not like I was so infatuated. I did like this boy a lot, right? But when it boiled down to it, I was like, but over my friend? Like, and then she apologized. She was like, I didn't think you cared about him like that, for real. I thought y'all was just whatever. It's just to this. It's just, you know what? It's okay. I am someone who an apology goes very far. Very far. Later on in life, though, I realized that there was a similar behavior where the situation just flipped. And because of that, people would come back and tell me, and they'd be like, is that the same girl that did that? And I was like, but for me, I didn't take that into consideration, right? And they were basically just trying to tell me, like, once someone shows you that they're kind of weird, like, you should expect that. You should expect weird behavior from them going forward because they've already shown that. And that's kind of hard sometimes. Like, that kind of sucks, right? But that's just the truth. That's just what that is. Sometimes the best, you be getting got, and it'd be okay. I think that if you choose to forgive a friend, things could be the same depending on the severity and the frequency of the occurrence of the action. But for me, usually if I fall out with anybody, to be very honest with you, there is no like, we finna rekindle. Like, that's just what it is. Like, I know my heart. I know where I stand with people. And sometimes too, I will say that a lot of times I fall out with somebody, I don't be having a huge part to play in why we fell out. Like, it be actually baffling me. And I'm not saying this on no cocky, I don't do nothing wrong. Like, I legit will run situations by people, be so brutally honest, and they are also confused. That's something I've just accepted. I've just been like, okay, whatever. But that's that. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys feel like if you stop being friends with someone, you could be friends with them again and it would be the same? Like, are there stipulations, or do you just think that, like, no? Moving into our what we watching, I don't want to come on here and talk mess about no movie, right? But the only movie that I have seen in this last week, for real, is They Will Kill You. I went to go see this movie last week at the movie theater, and I don't think that the movie is bad. I think that I just don't have a lot inherently good to say about this film, because it felt as if this film was a mix between Kill Bill and Bullet Train, like a very heavy mix. And I think I kept looking for new elements in it, and I really couldn't find anything that made it like super original for me. And so therefore, I feel like there are other films that did it better. The casting was very interesting. Very, very interesting. It had really good characters in it, though. Shout out to the lady who played the cowgirl in Holes when I was little. She also plays Mrs. Sullivan in Severance. And then she plays the hotel manager type in They Will Kill You. And in these 3 projects alone, she really put me onto her. Like, I really am just like, I really want to go see your discography. Like, that's actually crazy. I want to see your film history. Like, that is actually insane, because you really are like, she kind of plays the same role, but it's like demented in a way that like it kind of eats, like, and you will do anything for the character. Like, and I truly do love that. So shout out to her. The main actress in the film, great actress. She's a very gorgeous lady. I just think the film could have used a little bit more. The ideas were very interesting in that way that they draw you in, like, oh my God, that's crazy. And then they get very Bullet Train scene-esque, where it's like, oh, okay. And like, I don't hate it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think that the film was actually very good, but I've seen it done better other places that are more iconic, I guess. This movie is something that you saw and had interest in. Definitely go check it out. It wasn't bad at all. I think I gave it a solid 3 out of 5 stars. Like, I feel very indifferent about it. If it was on, I would definitely watch it. I think it's super cool. I didn't leave away with this like awe feeling though. And I think it's my first movie of the year. I kind of like, no, actually not. That's not true. I went and saw another movie that I felt that way too. But I like it for what it is, you know? I think it's a very strong women empowerment movie though. And I think that's super cool. It's really cool getting to see like a woman do these things, a woman save herself, a woman save her, like go to save her sister. Like, it's really, really cool. With all that being said, we are at the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode. If you are an audio listener, please be sure to rate the star. Please be sure to rate this show 5 stars up above. Thank you so much for listening. And if you are a watcher, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Your Delusional podcast. The Your Delusional podcast is produced by LT Legacy Productions and hosted by LaTerra Wair.